It was very interesting when a nice man came out that was a farmer. And he got out there and he gave his presentation, forgot it halfway through, thought, remembered it, and then came out with it. And as you saw in the show there, this very nice man wanted to charge farmers less than $6 for something he had made, $5 and change. And some of the sharks said, well, no, we all have to make money off of this. You got to charge $12, $13. And he looked at the sharks and said, no, this is for farmers, and some farmers can't afford to pay more for these units. That's why we have to sell it for that. Well, of course, the shark dropped out. The other one was ready to drop out, but then, of course, I stepped in because this guy was super cool and had to be his partner. But I want to use that as an example. Here was a common man. He was a farmer. He was an irrigation man. A common man that came up with a great idea. And that common man would get together with other common people like myself. And together, we're able to achieve, I promise you, in this next year, extraordinary results. I'll have those tea tree peas all over the place. Extraordinary results. Okay. And that's a little bit like our Paul Mitchell schools. At our Paul Mitchell schools, we find a group of common people like myself. And because we're all together, we've learned along the way, we could share with one another, and we could achieve extraordinary results. And that's very important in life. Because in life, success is not how much money you have. Success is not the power of your position. Success is not someone that gets to do something no one else gets to do. Success in life is how well do you do what you do? How well do you do it? And if you do whatever you do extremely well, you are successful. I like to give examples that I can relate to. I've worked from a very, very young age. In my day, it was a pleasure to work. When I was 11, 12, 13 years old, my brother and I had paper routes. We didn't make more than $35 a month on our paper route. We gave it all to our mom because we felt it was good to work. We were proud we had jobs. Give my mom some money there. Help, with the household. All along the way, we felt that same way. When I was in high school at one time, I worked for Stewart's Cleaners every day after school and on Saturdays. I would be the janitor. I cleaned the place up. I'm the guy that put the little drapes on the hanger, the little sleeve on the hanger for the pants, brush the blankets. I was do everything. Go for this, go for that. And then the janitor. One day, Stewart called me in and said, Johnny, come here. He says, and I go, uh-oh, okay. I don't want to lose this job. What did I do? He says, Johnny, last night, I was up on my little mezzanine where I have that little cot. If I work late, I take a little rest there. I was up there last night and took my watch off, put it on the table, and fell on the floor. So I went and picked it up and looked under the cot, and there wasn't any dust there. The cot was light, so I moved it. There wasn't any dust anywhere. I looked behind the cabinets. There wasn't any dust. I moved things. You move things around. You clean this place spotless. I am impressed. You do all this, and your job is done the way it should be done, whether someone's watching or not. I'm going to give you a 25-cent an hour raise. Now, for me in high school, that was a big deal to go from $1.25 to $1.50. Now, he would have paid me 50 cents if he could, because Stewart was very, very tight. This guy squeaked, but he had to. He got to pay kids at least $1.25. Well, what was different? I did my job as a janitor as well as I could possibly do my job as a janitor when no one else was around. I was an extremely successful janitor while I was in high school. That's success. How well do you do them? Now, when you come here, we go to school, let's talk a little about how well do we learn. A couple little ideas on learning. One is all of our schools have dictionaries. Very important. I can't say this enough. Whenever you run across a word you don't understand, a word as simple as the, look it up. If your learning leader says something to you and you don't understand what they're saying, you don't understand the words or anything about what they're saying, ask them what that word means. Don't be ashamed, well, I don't want to say it in front of my class, they'll think I'm dumb. No, the dumb one is the one that doesn't ask. You're here to learn, not to be Miss Popularity or Mr. Popularity. Look it in the dictionary. Look up those words in the dictionary. See what they mean. Successful people, if they missed a lot, will go home on the weekend, take a dictionary from the house. Hopefully all your homes have a dictionary, and look up those words. Whenever you're studying and you run across a word you don't understand, or you run across a paragraph or a chapter, you just don't get it, go back and look for the misunderstood word. When you find it, you move forward. You want to know how well this works? If you started right now looking up every word you didn't understand, if someone says something or you read something, and do it on the weekends if you had to, your IQ, your intelligence level would skyrocket. You would be blown away at how smart and how quick you get it. Because once you look up the word and you understand it, and you feel it and you own it, if it ever comes up again, you know exactly what it means. Now, how powerful is this? I use myself as the example once again. 4 years old, my brother, my mom, and I. We didn't have a father from 2 years old. We were a very tight little family there. We didn't have much, but we were a tight family. One day, I broke a vase. My mom came up to me and said, "Little Johnny, what happened to the vase?" I said, "Oh, Mom, I did it on purpose." She goes, "What?" I said, "Mom, I did it on purpose." "You did it on purpose?" "Yes, Mom, I did." Spank, spank, sent me to the bedroom. Terrible. Months went by, and I learned that the word on purpose meant I did it because I wanted to, not I did it by accident. I thought the word on purpose meant accident. I told my mother, she cried, I cried, we hugged each other. You know, it's that thing. The power of a misunderstood word. And these are the things that we want to get here in school. The story I love to tell at most of our openings is a story that James Colburn told me of the 3 soldiers during the Manchurian War. They're in their tent, a voice comes out in the dark and says to them at night, "Go down there by the little river and pick up 3 pebbles. Tomorrow you'll wake up happy and sad." Well, a voice out of the dark, it's got to be a pretty powerful thing, so they went down, picked up their pebbles. The next morning one had 3 diamonds, the next one 3 rubies, the next one 3 emeralds. They were very happy for what they had. Ooh, very happy. But were sad they didn't stick around to get a little bit more. It's a little bit like the education of our Paul Mitchell schools. We're happy with what we have. But boy, if you got everything that was in that textbook, or everything your learning leader was trying to teach you, no matter what, you did it all. You didn't slack at all. You'd walk away getting it all and not saying, "Boy, I wish I would have paid attention to that a little bit more. I wish I would have got that a little more while I was in school." That's why so often we say in our schools, we're a no-tolerance school. We're a school that teaches you how to do great haircuts, great styling, great hair coloring, all that to make you a professional. And you'll pass the state board exam if you don't get all of it. But if you get all of it, you're truly a career-minded specialist. And you're truly one that can get it done and get it done 100%, opposed to 70, 80, or 90%. And that's what we want. So we say, we don't have the right to tell you what to do. We don't have the right to tell you how to worship, who to be with, who not to be with. Be with anybody you want in life. Just don't hurt anybody. But if you get caught smoking a joint in the parking lot, or drinking before you come to school and we catch you, you're out. Now why? I just said we have no right to tell you what we do. We don't have any right whatsoever to tell you what to do. However, maybe we can still view the idea of, if you do that and you come to school, you're not going to get it all. You come to school low or a little bit high, you're not going to get it all. You're going to miss a little part of it. You may be smart and brilliant and get 80% of it or 90% of it, but you won't get 100%. And that's exactly what we want for you. That's what our schools are all about. We're a culture, as my partner and the Dean Wynn pointed out. We have a culture here, a culture of loving one another, a culture of being together, a culture of loving other people, a culture of helping our community with our fundraisers, a culture of helping people all over the place do better because we're here. Now, will any of you ever meet any of these orphans in Africa that are 1 day to 12 years old that we give a roof to? You contribute to thousands of them living, food in their tummies. They've all been kids whose parents have died of AIDS, 1 day to 12 years old. You'll probably never meet them. They'll probably never meet you. The people through the Children's Network that you help out, all these different great organizations that you help out when you do the fundraisers. Those outside of your city you may never meet. Some of those in your city you help out, you'll probably meet, but a lot of you won't meet. But why do you do it? Because you feel inside that giving is a good thing. It feels good to raise money, do something good for somebody else, and ask absolutely nothing in return other than you've got the joy of giving and you feel it in your heart. That's a very godly like. Very, very godly like. Congratulations to all of you. And in the beginning, when our world was created, God created some different species. Now, if you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, call it the force, but I'll just use the word God for now. It's easier. Okay? So God created a bunch of species. He created one species that he called the oyster. Okay, species, you are going to be the oyster. Now, you're going to have a free house, a shell to live in. I will put you at the bottom of the ocean to protect you from your enemies. If you want food, open your mouth. Food rushes in. You're full, close your mouth. You're protected. You have a free house, free clothes, free food, free everything. Protected from your enemies, but you can't go very far. You're an oyster. But we take care of you. As many times I hear some of our politicians say, oh no, we'll give you free this, free that, free everything. You know, tax everybody, let's give everybody everything free. Well, what does that do? It makes people extremely lazy, and it doesn't let them be what you should be. Now God turns around and says, okay, that's the oyster. I'm going to create another species. This species is going to be called an eagle. Eagle, you are an eagle. But eagle, you're going to be totally different than the oyster. Eagle, would you like a house? Oh yeah, God, I'd like a house. I'm a big eagle here. I need a house. Good. Go out and build it. God, where do I build it? I don't know. Take the top of a tree. Take the top of a mountain. Find a place to build your house. Go find some sticks on the ground or straw or something. Just build a house. You figure it out. Okay, God. Now, how about eating? The oyster opens his mouth. Without my mouth, does food rush in? Nope. You want to eat? Go find your food. Go find my food. Yeah, go find your food. And what does the eagle do? The eagle flies through the land looking for food. When it's winter time or bad weather, that guy will fly through wind, rain, sleet, snow to feed itself and its young. And it fails 95% of the time. The eagle is so big and so cumbersome that when it comes down on the wild prey, most of the prey feels it coming and shoots out of there. Where the hawk is lighter, quicker, and gets the prey probably 80-90% of the time, the eagle fails 95% of the time. But the eagle does succeed 5% of the time, enough to make it the strongest, most powerful bird there is on our planet. So powerful that the eagle can fly into a hurricane and ride the wind thermals to have fun. That's pretty powerful. But the eagle can go anywhere it wants. Anywhere it wants, no restrictions. Now that eagle and not the oyster is the emblem of America. And that eagle is what we're all about. We want to sit around everybody do everything for us? Absolutely not. Just be there. We want to get out and be ourselves. We want the ability and our God-given right to do what we want as we want it and be fully responsible for what we do and go places because we got ourselves to go there. And that makes you feel really, really good. That is what we're all about. That's what our schools are all about. That's what our culture is all about. Many people said, going back to Shark Tank, God, JP, it sounded like your culture on TV. I said, that's exactly what it is. That's our culture. We believe in those that we want to believe in, do business with those we want to do business with, and do what we want, not follow all the rest and what they think a priority is. I do want to thank every single person that's here. The students from the school, those that came in from other schools, those at the temple that wrote me letters or whatever you want, by the way. While I was waiting, I opened up the envelopes, read every single letter and postcard. Thank you very much. Aww. I want to thank the people who just walked by and stuck their head in here. I want to thank there you have from the lobby of the hotel, this young lady here, the parents that are here. Thank you for being part of our global family, coming down here what we're all about. This school is going to be a great addition to the community. With its culture, with its attitude, with its happiness, and with its goal of being really American and not wanting handouts, doing something on their own and being creative and having fun while they do it. I thank you so much, and I bring our dean back up here again. Very